welcome to my video. For today's content, we will discuss action and participation in social media. Well, as you can see, I am dressed up because I am really excited to really tell you all about political participation, all about e-participation, and everything about how people interact and engage in social media. Well, let me read you this content. Social media enable people to voice and make their expectations, desires, and frustrations public. Some of these have demonstrated competence to mobilize people and networks and push government for action. In a recently concluded Philippine election 2022, we have observed how people from different walks of life participated and actively using social media and engaged to political discussion to express their frustrations. Some spark debates and unhealthy discussions, and some uses social media to spread positive news and avoid the massive fake news circulating online. So as we can see, speaking of political participation, we can't deny the fact that social media is a platform from which people can use to spread fake news, toxic participation, and throw negative actions towards other users beyond their reach. This is very alarming problem in the digital age, as not everything we see online is automatically true. This time, let us take a look at harmful social media with most toxic social media platforms. It includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, Snapchat, and other platforms. It includes percentage of discontinuing use due to toxicity. And from this data, we can observe how people participate in social media in a negative way. So we have here for other platforms, 4%. Next is we have Snapchat with 11%, but with 42% percentage continuing use due to toxicity. We have YouTube with 22%, but with 15% discontinuing use due to toxicity. Next is Reddit, 23%, with 22% discontinuing use due to toxicity. Instagram, 27%, with 33% discontinuing use due to toxicity. Twitter, which is the second of the most toxic media platform, with 60%, but with only 32% discontinuing use due to toxicity. And Facebook, which is the most toxic social media platform, 71%, but with only 28% discontinuing use due to toxicity. And from this data, we can observe how this social media platform became influential to many users. And from this data, we can learn to be more careful about our social media use. And to next time, be aware of this toxicity. Well, the differential gains model theorizes joint effects of political communication activities in explaining why certain citizens are more actively engaged in politics than others. The model originally focused on the role of interpersonal political discussion in enhancing the effects of news media use on political behaviors, such that citizens who use media sources for hard news are more politically engaged if they also discuss politics with others frequently. It's according to Scheffel, 2002. Now here's a graph of social media political participation. We have general social trust, political self-efficacy, political social media use, and online social capital. All results to what we call online political participation. The internet has become vital for political discussions and political participation. According to McAllister 2015, internet and social media have become increasingly important for disseminating political information. Reyes 2010 also stated that new technology and social media have an impact on political communication in both developed and developing countries, although developed countries experience larger impact because of proliferation of the internet. After knowing the political actions in social media, let us move forward to what is e-participation.
What is e-participation? E-participation is about fostering civic engagement and open participatory governance through information and communications technologies or ICTs. Growing evidence points to the rapid expansion of e-participation as a tool for engagement and strengthened collaboration between governments and citizens.
Charles Harding 2017 research about e-participation or digital or electronic participation discussed about advantages and disadvantages. He discussed 3 disadvantages of electronic or digital participation. First is digital participation does not reach the whole population. This ultimately lies at the core of the issue that not every citizen has a smartphone, computer, or even a stable connection to the internet. Since the pandemic hit, it closed all the doors including education as one of the affected sectors. Philippine education switched to online mode of learning, introducing students to the digital world. Social media use are on a greater scale, but still, many students struggle to actively engage and participate due to unstable internet connection and lack of resources. Next is liquid democracy, or too much participation could lead to voter fatigue. The true danger is that too much engagement would lead to lower turnout in national or important elections. Indeed, this is a danger, but if e-participation is done correctly, there will be more desire to engage as well as the ability to do so. The third one is online voting as security risk. Talking about political participation, a clear distinction should be made between voting computers or e-voting and online i-voting. Staying up to date is vital in order to keep up with the constantly evolving digital market and security needs. These are the disadvantages according to Charles Harding 2017. Since we already discussed the disadvantages of digital participation, let's take a look at the advantage of digital or electronic participation. E-participation strengthens the political debate. E-participation aims to enable a more advanced political debate through digitalization. The main methods are sites where citizens can address and solve issues, but also forums or sites where citizens can raise concerns with the government directly. The best example of the latter is the petitions website in the United Kingdom. Here, any citizen may create or support a petition. Any petition that gets above a certain number of signatures must be responded by the UK Parliament. Politicians and civil servants are, in this way, able to track and tackle the most important topics, stoking the flames of political engagement. In our discussion about action and participation on social media in context, we use political participation as an example for us to better understand about how people engage or users engage and communicate or interact in social media platforms. We already discussed problems and issues circulating in social media, which is fake news, and we also introduced a model or theory supporting our discussion. We also discussed e-participation and understand its disadvantages and advantage. Now, let us go to political participation and take a look at social media and political participation model. Political participation can generally be defined as any behavior by ordinary citizens directed toward influencing some political outcomes, according to Brady 1999. Social media or highly personalized spaces and effects of social media depend on how people make use of them. Speaking of political participation as an example of social media action and participation, We have here social media participation model or SMPPM. It is goal systems theory. Goal systems theory suggests that human goals are represented mentally as cognitive constructs which are linked to sub-goals and means of achievements. It's according to Kroglansky et al. 2002. It explains how competing goals are chosen and pursued in a behavioral situation. As Kroglansky et al. 2015 argue, attitudes towards objects, even if strong, or toward behavior, even if highly positive, are insufficient in and of themselves to incite action. Instead, human behavior is driven by goals. In a research study by Bachman and Gil de Zuniga 2013, Ekstrom et al. 2014, studies measuring political use of social media constantly found positive political participation effects. Indeed, our actions and participation in social media engagements are very important and are very powerful. Work a Magic blog gives us 5 processes needed for successful media management. First is identify the right channels, 2 is provide value, 3 is interact with your audience, and 4 is utilize your team's talents. Last, don't be afraid to experiment. Overall, we need to be responsible users to avoid fake news and toxicity. Today, we have learned different things and understand more about action and participation in social media. We have learned about political participation and as well as what e-participation is all about. We have learned the disadvantages and advantage of e-participation or electronic participation and digital participation. And also, we have learned that everything we do online, whether it's a political participation or just a normal discussion, everything we do is a reflection of who we are. So we need to be careful and responsible the next time. And that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned a lot. God bless!